Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to learn about osmosis. Without wasting any time, we'll just move, okay? Osmosis is nothing but it is a type of movement that happens within the cells. Let's understand this through this small illustration. Osmosis is the movement of water, that is solvent. We know that water is a universal solvent. What do you mean by universal solvent? A solvent or a liquid that is able to dissolve as many solutes or as many solvents as possible, isn't it? So osmosis is the movement of water molecules from the region of higher water potential, that is a dilute solution wherein the concentration of water is too high or dilution is too much, to a region of lower water potential, that is the concentration will be very high but the water here will be very much less through a selectively permeable membrane. Understand looking at this particular diagram. Here we have two solutions. One is a dilute solution where the water quantity is too much or concentration of water is too high, and this is a a concentrated solution wherein the water is either less or it is completely nil, it's equal to zero. Okay, so what happens here is there is a presence of semi-permeable membrane. So this semi-permeable membrane allows the molecules from the higher concentration, that is the water. From the water it moves through this wall and then it goes into the lower water potential. So this particular process is known as osmosis. Next, if we see about the types, there are three types. One is endosmosis, or exosmosis, and isosmosis. Just as the name suggests, these prefixes endo meaning inside, exo meaning outside, and iso meaning equal, wherein the concentration is neither too high nor too less, it's just equal as outside and inside the cell. Endosmosis. This usually occurs in hypotonic solution. Now, what's hypotonic solution? Even when we talk about solutions with respect to osmosis, there are three types. One is hyper, which means the concentration is too high. Hypo, meaning the concentration is too less. And one more is isotonic, which means the concentration is equal to the water. In endosmosis, the movement of water into the cell from the surrounding solution. So see here, the concentration is high where in the outside, that is water. So when the concentration here is the concentrated solution, then what happens? The water tends to move inside. Coming to exosmosis, the concentration will be higher outside. So what happens? The water tends to move outside. Here both the concentrations are equal. So there is no movement within or outside the cell. Let's look at the example. Plant cell in distilled water becomes turgid. Turgid meaning swollen, or it means it is either swollen or it is enlarged. That's called turgidity or turgid. Plant cell is in concentrated salt solution becomes plasmolized. What is plasmolized? Now this is again a phenomenon wherein the cell shrinks. That means all the water inside goes out. For example, like pickle. You might have seen whenever we pickle a mango, initially the mango will be so big, right? The pieces of mangoes will be big. After certain years, what happens? These mangoes pieces becomes shrunken, isn't it? This is what plasmolysis is, and this is what exosmosis is also. Coming to isosmosis, this occurs in NaCl, that is sodium chloride, in 0.9% NaCl, wherein it shows no difference at all. It remains the same even in the beginning and even later on. Coming to significance of osmosis, like why is it so important? Here this is with respect to plants, and here this is with respect to animal cells. Here first is it maintains the turgidity, that is plasticity of the cell. It maintains the cell structure. Next, it provides mechanical support to herbaceous plants. Now what are herbaceous plants? Plants that have no woody structure. They don't have any woody structure at all. They have very sensitive and very soft kind of stems. Next, absorption of water by root hairs. Whenever root hairs are absorbing the water, we have learned this, right? The roots absorb the water. But how is it even absorbing? It is due to the osmosis, due to the change in the gradients in the soil minerals and also in the roots. And this, while the water is being absorbed inside, this helps in the upward movement of water in xylem. Now we know that xylem is the water conducting tissue. So when there is a movement from the root, what happens? The water also tends to go upwards. So this is through the water conducting tissue called the xylem. Moving to the next, it regulates opening and closing of stomata by changes in turgidity and guard cells. So even the opening and closing of stomata is through osmosis. Okay, so we know that whenever there is opening and closing of stomata, it means that the plants are breathing, isn't it? And also they help in exchange of gases. Moving to animal cells, it maintains the cell volume, which means that it maintains the water inside your body. It balances animal cells. Then it maintains the normal blood volume. It means that it maintains your water in the blood. Next, also the shape of the RBC. Now, shape of the RBC is like this, isn't it? It is concave, biconcave. So this is maintained by who? Osmosis. Again, talking about this large intestine, we know that large intestine absorbs water. So that absorption is also possible through osmosis, and this helps in maintaining the water balance in the body. When we're talking about absorption of water, how can we forget about kidneys and the excretory system? Osmosis plays a role in urine formation and maintaining water and electrolyte balance. Now, electrolyte balance is the energy balance inside your body. That is the mineral balance. This is also maintained by osmosis. Urine formation, we know that urine formation happens inside the kidneys, isn't it? So, osmosis has a very significant role in our body and also in the plant body. Now, when we talk about the focus for need, with respect to need, it is important for plant physiology, as we saw here, that is for water relations, that is related to xylem, the water conducting tissue. Then human physiology, as we saw here, it helps in maintaining the kidney function, RBC shape, and then RBC in different solutions. If we take these RBCs, these red blood cells or red blood corpuscles, and we put in three different types of solutions which we saw, the hypertonic, hypotonic, and isotonic. If we put it in hypertonic, the cells will shrink, while if we put it inside the hypotonic, they actually tend to bulge up. And when we put them into isotonic, there is no change at all. As you saw before, it remains the same. So the net change remains what? Zero. There is no change at all. So this was it about osmosis.